On my right side is the iPhone 11 Pro and the left is the iPhone 6. What I feel the disadvantage of the iPhone 11 Pro is, look at the design of the camera. It looks as if they have put a postage stamp over the back of the iPhone. I think the next design they have to do something to make it inside the phone rather than protruding out so much and putting a glass space surrounding it, which looks very obvious and looks quite ugly when you look to the real phone. Also, I noticed the color of the steel on the side and the glass. When you look in the daylight, there is significant difference in the color, though they have tried their best to match the color. Messaging in the iPhone 11 Pro, you write something and then you want to make some correction. Then you're putting your finger here, and to see where that cursor is, we have to put your finger down so that you can know where the cursor is moving. So this is sometimes very irritating because when you're moving your cursor after typing, you cannot see the letter on which the cursor. See how the advantage of typing in a iPhone 6. So now if I want to delete or do some modification in the spelling, so when I'm putting my finger here, you can see there is a bubble, and when I move my hand, the cursor moves. So it is easier for me to see where I want to move the cursor, and then I can delete it easily rather than moving my finger down, which has to be done in iPhone 11 Pro. So I like this feature than the new one. The main disadvantage is the way the camera has been designed, or it appears as if it has been stuck on with the back of the iPhone 11 Pro. Looks quite odd, rather in the real, when you look into it from close quarters, it looks quite ugly. They have to do something to put the camera at least inside, or this postage type of design of the glass should be modified. One more thing I noticed is this steel, the color of the steel, and this midnight green of the back of the phone, which is the glass. There is little bit difference in the color, though they have tried their best to match it. The fourth disadvantage is I am in the car and the sun was coming directly over the phone. I was in the passenger side. It becomes quite hot, and I was not expecting the glass to be so hot. It was difficult to hold if you don't have a cover. Then to hold the phone when it is directly under the sun, it's too hot. These are the disadvantages iPhone 11 Pro, and I feel this camera design is very ugly looking, and Apple has to do something in their next iPhone to correct the design aesthetics, because Apple is known for its design, and if they cannot solve this problem or this ugly looking features of this camera design, it will not be a good thing for Apple. I hope in the iPhone 12 they'll be able to solve that. Another disadvantage of the iPhone 11 Pro is this off switch to switch off the phone, and the volume button is just opposite to each other. So when you are trying to increase the volume, so you're trying to increase the volume or decrease the volume, so invariably the opposite pressure happens, and when you're trying to increase the volume, this also gets pressed.
The current volume is 69%.
That gets pressed also to give a counter force. So if you want to increase the volume, then you have to increase it moving your other hand above or down. Better to above, so that you don't press this switch. Otherwise, if you press both, then the screenshot will be pressed. You see? So I think Apple has to do something to move this button not to be on the exact opposite to each other. The only advantage of this switch becoming exact opposite to each other is to take a screenshot, it's easier.